Hey everyone, Umut here. In the last episode, I told you about we stopped getting low ticket clients, and I told that we set at least $1 to $2 million annual revenue floor, and for 100K per year contracts. And some of you called me crazy. Thank for those guys. And I'd ask, what do you actually do for that money? Because 100K per year contract may sound huge for some of you, and it can be huge for some part of the world. You ask that money, people pay for you, and what do you do, right? And today I'm going to show you. It was my promise. I promised you in the last episode to show you what I'm doing for my clients for 100K per year. So we just onboarded a new partner, and they hit my criteria perfectly. They are making more than $1 million annually, which is cool. It's not 2 million, 1 million, but it's okay. But there's one important aspect. I decided to work with these guys, and it is very important as revenue. It is a social proof. That company had three rock solid case studies, and all of those three case studies are from three different verticals. That is interesting. They came and told that, hey, we are generating $1 million annual revenue and we want to scale to $5 to $10 million. And they are case studies from three different industries. One more point here. If your product works for three different verticals, if your product works for three different industries, it can work for 30, right? You can scale to other industries. Or you can decide, okay, I have great case studies for this 1 to 3 industries. I want to go deeper, get much more clients from these industries. And the space for growth was just there. It was massive, but they were stuck. They were just vibrating. And this is exactly how we change their old build first habits and install the revenue engine in the first 30 days. The first phase is the diagnosis. When I first sat down with the founder, he told me that he wasn't a good salesperson. He is not a good closer. And he literally convinced himself that he sucks at sales because English isn't his primary language. Hey, neither mine. But when I look at the data, I told him, your English isn't the problem, your funnel is. Because he was running meta ads and offering a free PDF. In meta ads, you can have different objections. And he was pushing people to get a free PDF about his industry. He was getting leads for sure. People were submitting their email addresses. And once they submit, automation triggers, automation send the free PDF. Then they had I think it was 7 or 8 follow-up email sequences. And from those emails, they were trying to schedule calls with those leads. But if you are a company around a couple of $1 million annual recurring revenue, these ads are not for you, it's for sure. He was spending all his energy to book a call with a person who is just interested in getting a free PDF report. So it's very hard to convince that people to book a call with you because they gave their email addresses to you just to get a free report, and now you are asking them a free call or book a call with me. Then they say, okay, what's going on here? And then even if you book a call, the show up rates were very low. It was less than 10%. And even some people were showing up, the close rate of that founder is less than 10%. So imagine people submit their email addresses, less than 10% of them book a call with you, and then you close less than 10% of them. So it's a terrible funnel. And because all of these mistakes of the funnel, founder was thinking that he sucks at sales. But the funnel was the biggest problem. So step one, we stopped the bleeding. We shut down that free PDF ads immediately. Because we want people who are having a problem, who have a deep pain, and we want that people to get an action as quickly as possible. If they are looking for free PDF, yes, maybe they are looking for a solution, but it's not a good signal for us. There are other signals that we can chase. So instead of getting an email addresses, we turn the campaign into a book a call funnel. So we run the ads to get leads from Meta, and we push those leads into a VSL page, and then we try to get book calls from people. We put different criteria in our ads, so we filter out the people who doesn't fit to our product and our service. And also what we have done, we are still using that free PDF reports that my client was giving away. Now we don't give that report to at the beginning of the funnel. We just send that report 2 days before the call. Here is the new flow. A prospect sees our ads on Meta, they click it, they go to our landing page, they watch the VSL, they book a call with us, and 2 days before the call, they get that report. It's a good report, very deep reports about the industry. And you know what happens? That report increases the trust immediately. Because before the call, you say to him, hey, Mr. Prospect, we have a call in 48 hours. And before the call, here is how we see the industry. Here are the topics that maybe you have in your mind to ask to me. And here are all the questions you are getting from other people. So let's deep dive in your current situation, your current challenges in our call in 48 hours, right? So it increases the trust, and also it increases the show up rates. Now show up rates are more than 80% with our new funnel. So this is the second phase. And the third phase, we build a single source of truth. Their infrastructure was a bit broken. Tools like HubSpot, you pay different fees for different part of the features. And if you are in the entry package, a lot of things are broken. So what they have done, we moved them into our in-house CRM. Because this is a $100,000 partnership per year, we cannot have fragmented data. We gave the SDR access. We put the sales team on CRM, and every offer, every invoice, every documentation now lives on the same place. And you know the reason why we are doing this, because I told this exactly to the founder. Even you work with me like today, tomorrow, next month, next year, or if you hire new SDR, or if you fire your current sales team and you want to hire new people, now you have a single source of truth. If you hire say, a new salesperson tomorrow, they don't have to guess what happened 6 months ago, right? They just look at the engine, they see everything, all the workflows are there, all the automations are there, all the data is there, and every week we can sit down, see what is working, what's not working, which automation converts better, which doesn't convert, and then we talk about, okay, where should we inject human touch, right? Because we don't want to rely on automations. Automations are everywhere. We need more human touch. But which part of our process can bring the most value if we inject some human touch, right? So if you don't have data, there is no way that you have this type of discussions. So we took a disorganized, insecure process and turned it into a predictable machine. So what happens with, before our process, they were giving free PDFs to people, they were spending a lot of money on Meta, no book calls, no show up calls, or rare calls, few calls, and the sales and conversion rates were terrible. And the problem is that the founder wasn't trusting himself. With our new processes in-house, now they have good lead flow, lead quality is very high, leads are showing up in the calls, they are closing very fast. So we shorten the sales cycles, and also I think this is the most important part for me. Now the founder trusts himself more. So if a founder trusts himself more, he will inject more effort, he will focus more on his business, right? He will not think about doing other stuff. He will be much more successful in the mid and long term, because now he knows that he wasn't broken. His accent wasn't the bottleneck, the process was the bottleneck. And now he knows how to fix any process, because we are implementing the process, but also we are teaching him that what we are doing, right? So in 30 days, we didn't just run some ads. We validated their multi-vertical potential, because if you can remember, they are successful at 3 different verticals. So we validated this. We fixed a psychological bottleneck in the founder. We installed a high friction and high trust funnel, because we don't want to get everyone into our sales calls. We don't want to get everyone as a customer. Yes, we want revenue, we want more customers, but we don't want everyone to be our customers. So we added a lot of friction, and also we added a lot of trust in the process. So when people are joining our calls, they know that who we are, what we are doing, what's our offer, what's our solution. Then the conversation turns into how we can help them in their current situation. And finally, we replaced a bloated CRM with a lean, aggressive sales system. And the best part, now he's not worried about his English anymore. He's too busy closing deals. All of this happened in the first 30 days. Now we have the system. What we have done in the next step, we brought a new salesperson to help the founder because we want to remove founder from the sales. So this is what $100,000 buys you. It doesn't buy you help. It doesn't buy you leads. It doesn't buy you a funnel. It buys you an engine that prints you money. So if you are still vibrating at the same revenue number you were at 2 years ago and 3 years ago, ask yourself this question. Is it your product or is it your engine? This is Umut and I will see you in the next episodes.